Here I am in the woods, close to Massey, close to Walters Falls. It's a giant woods with a little slope going down, and then it slopes back up. And the natural reverb in here is amazing. I've got the Trainer Guitar Mate amplifier with a extension speaker, suitcase speaker that I made, I guess, a couple of years ago. And the stomp board with the boot. I've got the bass drum, the old bass drum from the 20s with calfskin heads. I've got slide guitar. I've got a whole bunch of options, and I'm here with the intent to record a groove that is dear to my heart because I learned it down in Cuba back in the 90s, and it is called the Pilon. And my bandmates will know this one, but it is a call and response groove, and it's based around women in Africa. Basically, I think they brought it over to Cuba, where they have a big mortar and pestle, but the pit that they grind the grains or make flour out of is done with a dance with these giant sticks with balls on the end, and they grind and they go around in a circle and they sing, and there's a whole groove that goes along to it. So they're all get entrainment. They all kind of get a lot done through dance and singing. Who would have thought? Now, I love that groove, and I think I'm kind of doing a bit of a slow version. I don't know, I might end up improvising and dropping the whole thing. Who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. I've got some food. I'm going to just take a little bit of a break. I've been setting up all morning. Lots of mics out there. There is a microphone almost 200 feet out, down at the bottom of this little kind of valley, pointing away from this caravan, pointing that way. And I've got two other, it's a large condenser, and I have got two other 58s that are feeding into the cloud lifter, which boosts it up 25 dB, and they're pointing 100 feet from here, so in midway, the same direction. And I've got a omnidirectional that is pointing towards here, towards the caravan, about maybe about 60 feet this way. And I've got other mics set up that feed the amplifier, and the boot, it has a microphone inside that I'm going to be kicking through the amplifier as well, just to add a little bit of oomph. And pretty much that's the setup. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of those environments where I really think that in my headphones it's going to dictate how I play. Just because of the decay and the tail of the reverb. And there's no leaves on the trees yet, and I'm really taking advantage of this because I know that it's going to change come summertime. The sonic characteristics are going to change, and there's a woodpecker kicking around here too, so maybe we'll get a guest. I'm not sure. Speaking of which, 3 really nice gentlemen came that are working down the road, and they were driving by thinking, what is going on here? And then they saw me demonstrate for them the sheet metal, which is another thing that I'm really excited about, in the forest with the amplifier. And one of the guys threatened to bring us didgeridoo, so that's a good sign. I'm getting some very positive smiles. It's a bit of a. It's not really a populated road, but there's enough traffic, to warrant. I might have to start over because of the trucks, etc. So anyway, I'm going to see how it goes. I got some forest food and a cup of tea somewhere, and I'm going to get at it, and I hope you make it to the end, because in these videos I like to tag on a video at the end to show what happens with these recordings. Well, thanks for making it this far, and please stay tuned for the end. I make a video that I usually tag on the end that gives all these recordings a home. And it was a beautiful day, and I'm really excited to get home to check the traps and see how things sound, because I don't really have an opportunity to check how they sound here. So yes, I'm Paul Clifford, somewhere near Massey, somewhere near Walters Falls in the Canadian bush. I managed to stay with the Pilon, the Canadian bush version of the Pilon. It may not be accurate, but it's what happens.